20 Hollywood's Dirty Secrets Exposed.
Than anything else, including Jesus, but I said it in that way, which was the wrong way. Yeah.
Did your favorite star get away with murder? Was that accidental overdose really an accident? Hollywood's glittering facade hides a dark underbelly of scandals and cover-ups. We're ripping off the red carpet to reveal the top 20 biggest scandals that Hollywood desperately tried to bury. From secret love children and shocking betrayals to crimes and conspiracies, these stories will leave you speechless. Prepare to have your illusions shattered. This is the Hollywood they don't want you to see. Walt Disney. Walt Disney, the creative genius behind groundbreaking animation and the magical world of Disney, has been dogged by accusations of anti-Semitism throughout his career and even after his death. These claims regarding his alleged beliefs and associations continue to stain his legacy, sparking debates among historians and scholars about the extent of his prejudices. One of the most controversial incidents was Disney's interaction with individuals linked to the Nazi regime. Disney, a staunch patriot who produced several anti-Nazi propaganda films during World War II, strangely enough hosted Leni Riefenstahl, a prominent Nazi filmmaker, at his studios in 1938, just a month after Kristallnacht. This move ignited public outrage, leading the Hollywood Anti-Nazi League to call for a boycott of Disney, declaring that there is no room in Hollywood for Leni Riefenstahl. The question of Disney's personal feelings towards Jewish people remains a topic of contention. Biographer Neil Gabler notes that, while some debate whether Disney's studio fostered a tolerant environment, of the Jews who worked there, it was hard to find any who thought Walt was an anti-Semite. However, Disney's infamous feud with his longtime collaborator, animator Art Babbitt, who was Jewish and a union leader, further fueled speculation about his biases. Furthermore, Disney's involvement in founding the Motion Picture Alliance in 1941, a group with known anti-Semitic tendencies, after a labor dispute, has been interpreted by some as a sign of his willingness to associate with individuals holding anti-Semitic views. The enduring controversy surrounding Disney's alleged anti-Semitism continues to cloud his otherwise celebrated legacy. As historian Kirsten Komorowska points out, it's not a story the company tells. This scandal serves as a stark reminder of the complex and often unsettling history that lies beneath the surface of Hollywood's glamorous facade. Rosco "Fatty" Arbuckle. Rosco "Fatty" Arbuckle, a pioneer of slapstick comedy and innovative filmmaking in the early days of Hollywood, experienced a dramatic fall from grace following the tragic death of actress Virginia Rappe. Rappe passed away in September 1921 after attending a party hosted by Arbuckle in his hotel room. Her death, attributed to a ruptured bladder, sparked accusations that Arbuckle had assaulted her, leading to her fatal injuries. This allegation quickly turned into a media frenzy, painting Arbuckle, a man known for his jovial on-screen persona, and even directing some of Buster Keaton's early films, as a monstrous villain. Arbuckle faced 3 trials for manslaughter. The first 2 resulted in hung juries, unable to reach a verdict. However, the third trial culminated in Arbuckle's acquittal. The jury went even further, stating, "Acquittal is not enough for Rosco Arbuckle. We feel that a great injustice has been done him." This verdict indicated that the evidence significantly favored Arbuckle's innocence, though public opinion remained skeptical. Despite being cleared of all charges, Arbuckle's career never recovered. Keenly aware of the potential damage to their image, Hollywood executives distanced themselves from Arbuckle and effectively blacklisted him. The incident served as a wake-up call for the industry, demonstrating the importance of actively managing celebrity reputations. Film historian Kari Beauchamp highlights this shift, saying, "This was the first scandal in Hollywood with box office implications. Arbuckle's ordeal serves as a cautionary tale about the destructive power of media sensationalism and the inherent fragility of fame in the Hollywood system." Jackie Coogan. Jackie Coogan, a name synonymous with early Hollywood and forever linked to his iconic role in Charlie Chaplin's The Kid, endured a childhood far removed from the idyllic image projected on screen. As a young star, he amassed a fortune, only to discover at 21 that his own mother and stepfather had squandered nearly all of it, an estimated $4 million. Instead of enjoying the fruits of his labor, he was left with a paltry allowance of $6.25 a week. His mother audaciously claimed the money was rightfully hers, leaving Cogan devastated and betrayed. Fueled by a desire for fairness, not revenge, Cogan took his parents to court in 1938 in a landmark case that captivated the nation. While he eventually won, legal fees significantly diminished his recovered funds, leaving him with only about $126,000, a far cry from his original earnings. This highly publicized betrayal exposed the dark side of Hollywood and highlighted the vulnerability of child stars. It's worth noting that Cogan's stepfather, Arthur Bernstein, had a reputation for shady dealings and was rumored to have connections to organized crime, adding another layer of complexity to the family drama. Cogan's fight for justice didn't end with his personal victory. His ordeal directly led to the creation of the Cogan Law, the California Child Actors Bill, in 1939. This legislation mandates that a portion of a child actor's earnings be set aside in a trust fund, protecting their financial future. His experience serves as a cautionary tale of exploitation and a testament to the importance of safeguarding young performers. Jackie Coogan's legacy transcends his on-screen achievements. His fight for fairness continues to impact child actors today, making his story a vital and sobering chapter in Hollywood history. Alfred Hitchcock. Alfred Hitchcock, the celebrated master of suspense, revolutionized filmmaking with his innovative techniques. However, his legacy is now stained by serious allegations of sexual harassment, particularly towards Tippi Hedren, the star of his iconic films The Birds and Marnie. Interestingly, Hedren was originally a fashion model discovered by Hitchcock in a television commercial, a far cry from the terrifying avian attacks she'd later face on screen. In her autobiography, Tippi, a memoir, Hedren details disturbing encounters during her time working with the director. She claims Hitchcock made unwanted advances, including a chilling incident in his limousine where he allegedly lunged at her, attempting to force a kiss. Hedren described the atmosphere on set as progressively hostile, stating that this incident was an awful, awful moment that marked the beginning of a pattern of manipulation and intimidation. Hitchcock's obsession extended beyond the set, with the director allegedly having Hedren's handwriting analyzed by a graphologist. Hedren alleges that after she rebuffed his advances, Hitchcock retaliated by sabotaging her career and limiting her opportunities in Hollywood. She confessed, "I was terrified of him," acknowledging the power dynamic that left her feeling vulnerable and trapped. These revelations, which surfaced decades later, have tarnished Hitchcock's image and sparked renewed conversations about abuse in the film industry. The 2012 HBO film The Girl further highlighted Hedren's harrowing experiences, portraying Hitchcock's controlling behavior as predatory and obsessive. Hedren's bravery in speaking out has been impactful, contributing to the momentum of the Cossie Me Too movement. As she declared, "I had to be extremely strong to fight off Mr. Hitchcock," highlighting the resilience required to confront such abuses of power within the entertainment world. Lana Turner. Lana Turner, a star known for her captivating roles in film noir and dramatic films, became tragically entangled in one of Hollywood's most shocking scandals. Her tumultuous relationship with notorious mobster Johnny Stompanato met a violent end on April 4, 1958, when he was found stabbed to death in Turner's Beverly Hills home. Ironically, Turner had once jokingly gifted Stompanato with a knife inscribed, "To Johnny, my love, Lana," a chilling foreshadowing of the tragedy to come. The fatal incident erupted during a fierce argument, fueled by Stompanato's volatile temper and possessive behavior towards Turner. Stepping in to defend her mother, Turner's 14-year-old daughter Cheryl Crane claimed she acted in self-defense. "I saw him attacking my mother and I thought he was going to her." In the chaos, Cheryl grabbed a kitchen knife and fatally wounded Stompanato. The media frenzy that followed was relentless, with scandalous headlines dominating the news cycle. Public fascination with the case was intense, casting Turner as a tragic figure whose career became overshadowed by the scandal. Some even whispered that Turner herself had wielded the knife, but Cheryl's testimony held firm. The coroner's inquest ruled the killing a justifiable homicide, offering some relief to a distraught Turner, who expressed her gratitude. Thank God. However, the scandal left an indelible mark on her public image, forever linking her legacy to domestic violence and the darker side of fame. This incident not only exposed the hidden dangers lurking behind Hollywood's glamorous facade, but also served as a stark reminder of the perils of toxic relationships. It irrevocably altered the course of Turner's life and career, a haunting testament to the fragility of fame and the devastating consequences of violence. Do you believe Cheryl Crane's claim that she acted in self-defense when she stabbed Johnny Stompanato? Comment with yes or no. Peg Entwistle. Millicent Lillian. Peg Entwistle, a promising young actress from Wales, met a heartbreaking end in 1932, leaping from the H of the iconic Hollywood sign at just 24 years old. Her suicide became a haunting symbol of the broken dreams and brutal realities faced by countless aspiring actors in the cutthroat film industry. Entwistle's story has been immortalized in books, documentaries, and even the recent Netflix series Hollywood, which reimagines her fate with a happier ending. Born in Port Talbot, Wales, she journeyed to America with her father in 1916, beginning her acting career on the New York stage. Interestingly, Entwistle's talent captivated a young Bette Davis, who attended one of her Broadway performances and declared to her mother that she wanted to be exactly like Peg. Despite achieving some recognition on Broadway, Entwistle's Hollywood ambitions remained elusive. In 1932, she landed a small role in the film 13 Women, only to have her scenes drastically cut in the final edit. The film bombed, both critically and commercially. Devastated by the professional setback and the termination of her contract with RKO Studios, she left behind a heartbreaking suicide note. "I am afraid I am a coward. I am sorry for everything. If I had done this a long time ago, it would have saved a lot of pain." P.E. Then she tragically took her own life, jumping from the Hollywood sign, forever etching her name into Hollywood lore. Greta Garbo and Marlene Dietrich. Greta Garbo and Marlene Dietrich, two legendary stars of Hollywood's golden age, captivated audiences with their beauty, talent, and air of mystery. Rumors of a passionate romance between them during the filming of Joyless Street, 1925, have become a legendary Hollywood tale. According to Diana McClellan's book The Girls, Sappho Goes to Hollywood, this brief but intense affair ended in heartbreak, fueling a lifelong rivalry between the actresses. Dietrich, known for her wit and numerous rumored affairs, including a fling with the legendary writer Ernest Hemingway, vehemently denied the relationship, claiming she had no involvement with Joyless Street. However, evidence suggests otherwise, particularly their overlapping social circles and shared romantic interests, like the openly bisexual actress Mercedes de Acosta. Maria Riva, Dietrich's daughter, recalled her mother disparaging Garbo's lovers, saying, "I don't understand how she gets them all," hinting at a competitive undercurrent in their interactions. Garbo, famously reclusive in later life, was known to dismiss Dietrich by asking, "Who is this Marlene Dietrich?" This animosity, coupled with the secrecy surrounding their alleged romance, reflects the hidden dynamics prevalent in early Hollywood. McClellan noted that Marlene was perhaps the busiest and most passionate bisexual in theatrical Berlin, contrasting with Garbo's perceived innocence and naivete, which supposedly made her vulnerable to Dietrich's worldly charms. John Lennon. John Lennon, the iconic musician and peace activist best known as a member of the Beatles, sparked a firestorm of controversy in 1966 with his audacious claim that the band had become more popular than Jesus. This eyebrow-raising statement, initially made during a casual interview with British journalist Maureen Cleave, largely flew under the radar in the UK. However, its republication in the US magazine Datebook.
I'm not saying that we're better or greater or comparing us with Jesus Christ as a person or God as a thing or whatever it is.
Ignited a cultural explosion. Particularly in the deeply religious Bible Belt of America, the backlash was swift and furious. Radio stations banned the Beatles' music from the airwaves, and outraged fans held public demonstrations where they set fire to the band's records. A stark contrast to the Beatlemania that had swept the nation just a few years prior when girls fainted at their concerts. Lennon later expressed regret over the controversy, stating, "I'm not anti-Christ or anti-religion or anti-God. I just said what I said and was wrong, or was taken wrong."
Than anything else, including Jesus, but I said it in that way, which was the wrong way.
His intent, he clarified, was not to compare the band's popularity to Jesus' divinity, but to comment on the declining influence of religion among youth. The uproar served as a powerful testament to the Beatles' immense cultural impact and the sensitivity surrounding religious beliefs in America. As Lennon wryly observed, "If I had said television was more popular than Jesus, I might have got away with it." Despite the backlash, Lennon continued to challenge societal norms with his outspoken views and music, cementing his status as a controversial figure in pop culture. The scandal not only tarnished the band's image, ironically around the time they were experimenting with more introspective and psychedelic sounds, but also contributed to their decision to stop touring altogether, marking a turning point in their career. Florence Henderson. America's beloved TV mom, Florence Henderson, known for her portrayal of Carol Brady on The Brady Bunch, found herself at the center of a hushed-up Hollywood scandal. The controversy surfaced when Barry Williams, her on-screen son Greg, revealed a surprising secret in his autobiography. The two had gone on a date. At the time, Henderson was a 36-year-old mother of 4, with a rumored past fling with famed crooner Frank Sinatra, while Williams was just a 16-year-old teen idol. Williams, in his tell-all book, Growing Up Brady, I Was a Teenage Greg, recounted the incident, admitting, "I had a great affinity for her and then an attraction to her." He described their outing as an innocent exploration of their mutual love for music, culminating in a chaste kiss on the cheek. Henderson, for her part, later clarified that the gesture was purely platonic and that she viewed the date as harmless. She emphasized her role as a mentor to her younger co-stars, stating she would have extended the same kindness to any of the Brady kids who showed interest. The revelation of their date ignited a media firestorm, particularly given their on-screen mother-son dynamic. The situation highlighted the blurred lines between actors' public personas and their private lives. Despite being happily married at the time, Henderson faced intense scrutiny. The incident sparked discussions about the appropriateness of their relationship, considering the significant age gap. Ultimately, both Henderson and Williams preserved their friendship, and Henderson continued to be cherished as the iconic Carol Brady until her passing in 2016. George Reeves. George Reeves, the actor who soared to fame as Superman in the 1950s television series Adventures of Superman, met a tragic and perplexing end on June 16, 1959. While officially ruled a suicide by a gunshot wound to the head, suspicions of foul play have lingered for decades. Adding fuel to the fire was Reeves's tumultuous love affair with Toni Mannix, the wife of powerful MGM studio head Eddie Mannix. Reeves had also starred alongside Toni in a film about a torrid love triangle just a year before his death. Their clandestine relationship lasted nearly a decade, and when Reeves decided to break it off to marry his fiancée, Leonore Lemon, Toni was reportedly devastated. Whispers arose that Eddie Mannix, rumored to have connections to organized crime, might have orchestrated Reeves's death as an act of revenge. On the fateful night of his passing, some witnesses claimed that Lemon made unsettling statements about Reeves going upstairs to kill himself, deepening the enigma surrounding the incident. Further fueling speculation, Toni Mannix allegedly told a friend, "The boy is dead. He's been murdered," immediately after learning of the event. Though the evidence supporting the murder theory remains largely circumstantial, It has kept the controversy alive for over half a century. The inconsistencies in witness testimonies and the intricate web of relationships involved continue to captivate public interest. As one observer aptly noted, everything surrounding Reeves' death is shrouded in suspicion, highlighting how the tragic end of this beloved Superman figure continues to fascinate and intrigue. Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford, the legendary silver screen siren known for her captivating beauty and commanding performances, was no stranger to controversy. A persistent rumor claims that before her rise to fame, she appeared in an adult film, a scandalous allegation that has continued to tarnish her legacy. This rumor began circulating in the 1930s as Crawford, then known as Lucille LeSueur, was making her mark in Hollywood. Whispers suggested she had starred in a pornographic movie, potentially titled Velvet Lips or The Casting Couch, possibly as a desperate means to make ends meet. However, concrete evidence of this film's existence remains elusive. MGM Studios, acutely aware of the potential damage to Crawford's carefully crafted image, allegedly took extraordinary measures to suppress the film's distribution. The studio supposedly called upon Eddie Mannix, a notorious fixer with rumored connections to organized crime, to locate and destroy all copies of the film. Adding fuel to the fire was Crawford's rumored rivalry with Bette Davis, who allegedly made snide remarks about the supposed film during their infamous feud. Despite these efforts, the rumor dogged Crawford throughout her illustrious career, fueled by her own insecurities. In her autobiography, she detailed a blackmail attempt related to the film and even quoted a studio executive who, after allegedly viewing the footage, declared, "If that's Joan Crawford, I'm Greta Garbo." Crawford's first husband, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., revealed that she had confided in him about her past, expressing her deep fear that the film's emergence could ruin her career. He recalled attempting to learn more from her, but she responded only with tears. This alleged scandal underscores the lengths Hollywood studios would go to protect their stars' reputations and exposes a culture where rumors and scandals often overshadowed talent and achievement. Ingrid Bergman. Ingrid Bergman, the iconic Swedish actress known for her captivating performances and undeniable beauty, found herself at the center of a scandalous love affair that rocked Hollywood in the early 1950s. While filming Stromboli in 1949, she fell for the enigmatic Italian director Roberto Rossellini, a controversial figure who had already fathered a child out of wedlock and faced accusations of being a Nazi collaborator. Adding fuel to the fire, Bergman became pregnant with Rossellini's child while both were still married to other people. The public outcry was swift and brutal. Bergman was branded a homewrecker and faced intense scrutiny from both fans and industry insiders. She received hate mail filled with vitriol, including a particularly vicious telegram calling her worse than a streetwalker. Senator Edwin C. Johnson even took to the Senate floor to denounce her as a powerful influence for evil and demand a ban on her films. Despite the immense pressure and public condemnation, Bergman refused to apologize for her actions, describing the experience as absolute hell. Bergman and Rossellini eventually divorced their spouses and tied the knot in 1950, welcoming 3 children into their unconventional family, including Isabella Rossellini, who later became a successful model and actress. Their relationship, however, was tumultuous and ended in divorce in 1957. Though initially ostracized, Bergman staged a remarkable comeback, winning her second Oscar for Anastasia in 1957, proving her talent could triumph over scandal. Reflecting on her journey, she declared, "I've never been afraid of being myself," a testament to her unwavering spirit and determination to live life on her own terms. Paul Byrne. Paul Byrne, a celebrated MGM director and producer, found himself at the heart of a major Hollywood scandal in 1932. Shortly after marrying the iconic actress Jean Harlow, he was found dead in his Beverly Hills home. Byrne had suffered a gunshot wound to the head, and a cryptic note discovered at the scene only amplified the mystery. The note, addressed to Harlow, read, Dearest dear, unfortunately this is the only way to make good the frightful wrong I have done you, and to wipe out my abject humiliation. I love you. Paul, you understand that last night was only a comedy. Adding another layer to the puzzle was Burns' complicated relationship with Dorothy Millette, who he had secretly married in 1922. Millette had been institutionalized and in a coma for years before suddenly regaining consciousness. Tragically, just days after Burns' death, she took her own life, jumping from a ferry boat in the San Francisco Bay. Although the official ruling was suicide, questions and speculations surrounding Burns' death lingered. Some whispered that Harlow might have been involved in a cover-up to protect her burgeoning career, a theory fueled by conflicting accounts of her whereabouts that night. Others suspected a connection to Millette, wondering if she played a role in Burns' demise. The circumstances surrounding Burns' tragic end remain a source of debate and fascination for Hollywood historians to this day. Natalie Wood. Natalie Wood, a Hollywood prodigy who captivated audiences from childhood in films like Miracle on 34th Street to her iconic roles in Rebel Without a Cause and West Side Story, met a tragic end at the age of 43. Her mysterious drowning during a fateful boat trip with her husband, Robert Wagner, and fellow actor Christopher Walken, continues to haunt Hollywood decades later. The incident unfolded on November 29, 1981, aboard the Splendor, the Wagner's yacht, near Catalina Island. The evening was marked by tension, culminating in a heated argument between Wood and Wagner, allegedly sparked by Wagner's jealousy over Wood and Walken's on-screen chemistry in their recent film, Brainstorm. According to the boat's captain, Dennis Davern, Wagner, fueled by alcohol, shattered a wine bottle and aggressively confronted Walken, demanding, "What are you trying to do, fakach my wife?" The fight, Davern claimed, continued into the couple's cabin, escalating further. Initially ruled an accidental drowning, Wood's death was thrust back into the spotlight in 2011 when Davern, plagued by guilt, confessed to withholding information during the initial investigation. He now alleges that Wagner was responsible for Wood's demise. This bombshell revelation led authorities to reclassify Wagner as a person of interest. Lieutenant John Carina explained the shift, stating, "I think he's more of a person of interest now. We know now that he was the last person to be with Natalie before she disappeared." Despite the renewed investigation, Wagner has steadfastly refused to cooperate with detectives. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department remains unable to definitively determine whether Wood's death was a result of foul play or a tragic accident, as Detective Ralph Hernandez admitted. The ultimate problem is we don't know how she ended up in the water. On a scale of 0 to 5, how shocking do you find the enigmatic circumstances surrounding Natalie Wood's death? Comment with a number to share your thoughts. Charlie Chaplan. Charlie Chaplan, the iconic comedian and silent film pioneer, revolutionized the movie industry. Yet, his private life was often marred by controversy, particularly his relationships with much younger women. Chaplan married 4 times, each to a woman considerably his junior. Notably, he had a penchant for teenage brides. Mildred Harris was only 16, while Lita Gray was just 12 when they met, eventually marrying at 16 after a whirlwind courtship and rumored pregnancy. These significant age gaps drew considerable public scrutiny and condemnation. As Chaplan biographer Charles Amon points out, his first 2 wives were both under the age of 18, which was the age of consent in California at that time. This disapproval intensified during his tumultuous second marriage. Gray accused Chaplan of seduction of a minor, among other serious allegations during their explosive divorce, resulting in a hefty $950,000 settlement. Interestingly, Gray's granddaughter is the actress Una Chaplan, known for her role in Game of Thrones, a connection that further links Chaplan's personal and professional spheres. The Little Tramp's off-screen persona starkly contrasted his beloved comedic character. His relationships were frequently viewed as predatory, tarnishing his public image and painting him as a loose degenerate. Chaplan's marital choices remain a subject of debate, with many questioning the ethical implications of his actions. He once remarked, "I loved all the women in my life except her. referring to Gray, highlighting the complexities of his romantic entanglements. These scandals continue to be a significant and inseparable part of Chaplan's legacy, overshadowing his cinematic genius. Charlie Chaplin, Exile. The iconic filmmaker Charlie Chaplin, known for his Little Tramp character, faced significant persecution during the Red Scare due to his progressive political views and outspoken criticism of American foreign policy. Branded a communist sympathizer, Chaplin became a target of the FBI, which deemed him a potential threat to national security. Instead of focusing solely on political figures, the FBI also utilized gossip columnists like Hedda Hopper, notorious for her scathing celebrity takedowns, to amplify unproven accusations about Chaplin's alleged communist ties. Notably, Hopper falsely claimed Charlie contributed $25,000 to the communist cause, a statement later proven untrue. In September 1952, upon returning from a trip to England, Chaplin was denied re-entry into the United States. Attorney General Thomas McGranary justified this action by citing Chaplin as a danger to America's moral fabric, a charge stemming from Chaplin's rumored affairs and unconventional lifestyle that clashed with the conservative ideals of the time. Shocked by this abrupt decision, Chaplin chose to live in exile in Switzerland, a self-imposed exile that lasted nearly 2 decades. This situation highlighted the pervasive fear and blacklisting that defined the McCarthy era, with the government's actions against Chaplin viewed as politically motivated. Despite the hardships, Chaplin poignantly stated, "I want to see the return of decency and kindness. I'm just a human being who wants to see this country a real democracy." Although unjustly targeted, Chaplin's contributions to cinema were eventually recognized when he received an honorary Academy Award in 1972, signaling a long-overdue reconciliation with Hollywood. Joan Bennett. Joan Bennett, the celebrated actress known for her roles in classics like Little Women, 1933, and her captivating transformation from a blonde ingenue to a smoldering brunette femme fatale in films like The Woman in the Window and Scarlet Street, found herself at the heart of a shocking Hollywood scandal in 1951 that nearly derailed her entire career. The incident revolved around a jealous rage, a confrontation, and gunfire. On December 13, 1951, Bennett's husband, the influential producer Walter Wanger, spotted his wife's signature green Cadillac parked outside the offices of her agent, Jennings Lang, at MCA. Wanger, a man known for his volatile temper and possessive nature, he once infamously brawled with actor Franchot Tone over Joan's affections, waited for over an hour before seeing Bennett and Lang emerge together. Consumed by jealousy, Wanger confronted the pair and, in a fit of rage, fired 2 shots at Lang, striking him in the groin. "I shot him because I thought he was breaking up my home," Wanger later admitted to police. Arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon, Wanger escaped a harsh sentence by entering a plea of temporary insanity and appealing for the court's mercy. He served a relatively short 4-month sentence at the Castaic Honor Farm. Following the incident, Bennett vehemently denied any romantic involvement with Lang, stating, "But if Walter thinks the relationships between Mr. Lang and myself are romantic, or anything but strictly business, he is wrong." Despite her denials, the scandal dealt a devastating blow to Bennett's career, effectively blacklisting her in Hollywood. "I might as well have pulled the trigger myself," she lamented, blaming the incident for the downfall of her once promising career. Judy Garland. Beloved Wizard of Oz star. Judy Garland faced immense pressure during her time at MGM Studios. Instead of nurturing her talent, the studio relentlessly focused on her appearance, subjecting her to cruel verbal abuse and a restrictive diet to maintain a slender figure. "They'd tell me I was too fat. I was 98 pounds," Garland once revealed, highlighting the absurdity of their demands. To make matters worse, studio executives, obsessed with squeezing every drop of productivity from their young star, forced her into a dangerous cycle of amphetamines for energy and barbiturates for sleep. This harrowing experience laid the foundation for a lifelong struggle with addiction, tragically contributing to her premature death at the age of 47. Garland's heartbreaking story illustrates the devastating impact of Hollywood's obsession with image. Instead of receiving support, she was exploited and pushed to her limits, highlighting a systemic problem within the industry that prioritizes profit over well-being. Journalist Anne Helen Peterson aptly noted, "Garland was the first public victim of stardom, and certainly not the last." Garland's own words poignantly capture the torment she endured. "I'll ruin you, and I can do it. I'll break you if it's the last thing I do," reflecting the intimidation she faced from powerful studio heads like Louis B. Mayer, who saw her as a commodity rather than a human being. Her legacy continues to resonate, reminding us of the urgent need for compassion and reform in the entertainment world. Thomas Ince. Thomas Ince, a pioneering film producer known as the Father of the Western, tragically died aboard media mogul William Randolph Hearst's yacht, the Oneida, on November 19, 1924. While heart failure was the official cause of death, the circumstances surrounding his demise remain shrouded in mystery and speculation. Ince's final birthday celebration took a dark turn when he became violently ill after consuming champagne and salted almonds, a dangerous combination for someone known to suffer from peptic ulcers. Witnesses, including his wife Nell, confirmed his sudden sickness. The San Diego District Attorney later concluded that Ince's death was caused by heart failure as the result of an attack of acute indigestion. However, a darker rumor has persisted for decades. Some believe that Hurst, a notoriously volatile figure, accidentally shot Ince, mistaking him for Charlie Chaplan, who was rumored to be having an affair with Hurst's mistress, Marion Davies. This theory, while lacking concrete proof, has become embedded in Hollywood lore, fueled by accounts like that of Chaplin's valet, who claimed to have seen Ince with a bullet wound. As one historian noted, the story has lived on in a mystery written by Hurst's granddaughter and in a film called Cat's Meow. Adding intrigue to the story, Hurst settled with Ince's widow for a substantial sum, further fueling speculation of a cover-up. The payment, equivalent to millions of dollars today, was officially explained as a gesture of goodwill, but did little to silence the whispers of foul play. Ince's untimely death, with its lingering questions and unanswered whispers, has overshadowed his significant contributions to filmmaking. The incident remains a stark reminder of the power, secrecy, and potential darkness lurking beneath Hollywood's glamorous surface. Clark Gable. Clark Gable, the iconic King of Hollywood, wasn't just known for his on-screen charisma, but also for a hushed-up scandal that rocked the studio system. Gable's affair with actress Loretta Young resulted in a secret love child, Judy Lewis, born in 1935 while Gable was married to Maria Langham. Young, a devout Catholic, faced a formidable dilemma when she discovered her pregnancy. To protect her career and Gable's reputation, already marred by rumors of reckless behavior and a penchant for younger women, she orchestrated an elaborate scheme to conceal the truth. Young hid her pregnancy from the public eye and gave birth in secrecy. Later, she claimed to have adopted Lewis, further cementing the fabricated narrative. Young's commitment to secrecy went so far as to place Lewis temporarily in an orphanage run by nuns. Gable, allegedly informed of the birth via telegram, which he supposedly destroyed, never publicly acknowledged Lewis as his daughter. Lewis only learned the truth about her parentage at the age of 31, confronting her mother, who admitted, "You are Clark Gable's daughter." This bombshell revelation had been hinted at for years, with some in Hollywood whispering about Lewis's striking resemblance to the famous actor. The scandal remained hidden for decades, highlighting the formidable power studios wielded in controlling the narratives of their stars. Young's carefully crafted image as a virtuous actress starkly contrasted with the reality of her hidden life. She reportedly referred to Lewis as her mortal sin, a testament to the emotional toll the deception took on both mother and daughter. The revelation of their true relationship, along with allegations of Gable's coercion, tarnished the legacies of both stars and exposed the darker side of Hollywood's golden age. Hollywood's dark secrets are far from over. Did you know a beloved child star was forced into a sham marriage to hide their sexuality? Or that a legendary director's career was built on a foundation of stolen ideas? These stories are just the tip of the iceberg. We're committed to exposing the truth, no matter how shocking. Do you have a burning question about a Hollywood scandal? Share it in the comments below. Your curiosity fuels our investigations. Hit that like button if you believe Hollywood's secrets deserve to be brought to light. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next deep dive into the scandals that shook Tinseltown. Join the Timeless Rewind community and let's uncover the hidden history of Hollywood together. Because behind the glamour, the truth is always more fascinating.